Okay, so today we're gonna do this like 10 different sentences and try to do this. Hey, are you even listening? What are you doing?
Sorry, I'm just on Jacked, and it's super addicting.
Hi, Tokyo Tops! A lot of you guys have been asking, what is the best way to approach Japanese guys? Today, we're gonna combine this opportunity working with Jack and also teach you guys some usable Japanese and see which is the best way to get attention from Japanese guys on the app.
So the interesting thing is we listed up 10 different options, ranging from something very polite
Sincere.
and sincere to just straight up nasty.
First one we're gonna send out is called こんにちは、お元気ですか?
Like, hi, how are you? So we're gonna send it to 5 people
Each. So
and
at the end, 10 seconds,
Yeah.
we're gonna have 100 messages, right?
God, I guess so. Yeah.
Next one, I think we also want to go more like sincere one. 名前は何々です。年収は
年収ははじめまして、アンドルです。大学卒業で現在メディア業界で勤めています。年収は600万で真面目な出会いを探しています。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
次 is どうも。
どうもそれだけ？
そう。
どうも is I feel it's a little bit arrogant because
It's like the least effort you can
yeah, it can be considered hello, can be considered thank you.
do. I think it's like sup.
A lot of times I'll message people saying konnichiwa, and if I get a domo response, I feel they're not interested.
So ちょっとなんか冷たい目で。
冷たい, yeah,
Like,
it's a
okay.
little 冷たい. So but some people kind of like being treated like shit.
4番目。かっこいいですね。イケメン発見。
So かっこいいです is often translated as you're cool, but it's more like you're hot. And then ikemen is like the way to really say like you're hottie.
Next, we're gonna go a little bit more campy. まさか天使ですか?
So this is like, oh my God, are you an angel? We have something like this in English where it's like a really bad pickup line where they say like, have you fallen from heaven? I think it's kind of like that, right? Don't you feel a little cringy sending this? Ugh, I feel gross.
Okay, number 6. めっちゃタイプです。結婚してください。
You my type, marry me. That's
Please
kind
marry
of cute.
me.
I would feel very flattered. So for this one, we originally had the one talking about like your educational background, your salary, stuff like that. And it's kind of like a little bit over the top. So we're gonna try something a little bit below that. More like we're looking for something serious. These are our interests. Hopefully if you have something in common.
こんにちは、アンドルです。趣味は何が好きなの？アニメとゲーム。違うよ。So next one we're gonna go with あれがでかいと言われるので、もしよかったら I'm very big down there. You wanna try? いやでも僕が言ったらさ、全然でかくないけど。You're でかいでしょ。Next one is super common and super easy, and lots of people actually really use it in Japan. ムラムラ。MR just means I'm horny.
The first consonant from each of the characters.
最後は English.
Let's
go with Hey, how's it going?
I'm curious about this, right? Because there are people who are watching this from abroad as well.
Yeah.
So if they come over, you know, is this an okay way to reach out to people? Let's make some guesses. I feel someone coming to me and telling me their background and how much money they're making and like they want like something very serious from the start is a little like you're coming on too strong. It's a little scary.
Personally, I think the highest response rate is gonna be 天使ですか? まさか.
Really?
Or かっこいいです、イケメン発見. Even though they're not interested in you, when they receive such a good compliment, like a positive compliment, they're gonna say something like, oh, thank you very much, like you too.
My personal experience is かっこいいですね、イケメン発見 is something I've actually used a lot and I've got ignored a lot from it. I think it's too straightforward. As opposed to that, まさか天使ですか is funny.
Okay.
So I think that it's kind of cringy and kind of creepy, but at least if they didn't like me, they could just kind of write back, ha ha ha. It's very easy to get out of.
I see.
I think domo is not going to get any response.
We will see.
We will see. See you in a bit.
One eternity later.
After a week, we're back. We have some results to share with you. Out of my 50, I got 10 responses.
I got 13, so it's not that much difference. 最後から発表しよう.
Okay, sure.
So I guess we can just combine those. We didn't get any reply. どうも.
Domo, as I thought, zero.
It's just like such a very arrogant.
I think so. A playboy, because like I don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
You're just a hole. Don't use Domo.
Don't use Domo. It's just very rude. MR.
MR.
I would like expecting a little bit more response for that one.
Maybe it's because we sent it in the day.
And they're not at the
They're not at that
MR
point.
situation.
I agree. I figured I would have got more responses, and I figured you would have got more responses from that.
Because MR sometimes I do use like on my daily interaction with other people.
And it works.
I didn't remember that it was the response rate was that
So low. Maybe what this says is that percentage-wise, it's still lower than other ones.
こんにちは、ミンです。アニメとゲームが好きです。よかったら仲良くしてください。
I do think this is something curious, is that a lot of people write what they're interested in their profile.
But I would say this kind of like wave of saying hi is very standard way when you introduce yourself to a stranger.
It's kind of lame. I don't know, there's something strange about it to me, even if someone said that to me.
It doesn't sound natural.
It's not natural. There's
Okay.
something off-putting.
Hey, how's going? So we tried the one in English, right?
And the person I got a response from was Japanese, and he responded to me in English. Said, "Hi, thanks for the message. Good. How are you?"
めっちゃタイプです。結婚してください。
I'm very curious to see what they said in
Okay,
response to
hold
that
on.
because
I think it was a rejection actually. But a response is a response, right? We got a reaction out of them. We're going to the next range, so we got 2 response for あれがでかいと言われるので、もしよかったら、てんてんてん。
you got the responses on that. I didn't even get responses.
You
on
didn't
that.
get any
I didn't
response
get
for
any
that one?
response on that.
I got 2 response for that.
Did they want it?
So 2 out of 5.
What did they say?
遅いので無理。
That was one of them?
Yeah. I'm so surprised that line didn't work for you because I feel like that's how you say hi to other people, right?
No, that's how you say hi to other people for me.
I feel like this one is similar to dick pic. Actually, I don't like people send me dick pic right away.
This is the difficult part. Is if you're my type, I would probably want more than just sex. I like dick pics and stuff like that, but I want it to be more than just that. And then if it is something that can be more than just that, then I want that later. I don't want that at the start.
まさか天使ですか? Are you surprised?
I'm very surprised. It's just so over the top that I think people then responded in very like comedic ways because I think they're like, what the fuck? They were just so thrown off,
Yeah.
you know? Okay, so I said, masaka tenshi desu ka? He responded, konbanwa tenshi de wa nai desu yo. LOL. And then I said, tenshi janai nara moshikashite akuma? And then he went, do desho ne? And then gave me a wink.
It's a very playful
Yeah.
conversation, I think.
It
It
got
can
very-
lead to something more like open topic, you know?
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I also still feel cringy about it. But I also remember, as you
It
said,
worked.
It worked. Not only did it work, it turned into a longer conversation.
Next one. かっこいいですね。イケメン発見. Well, but this one I'm a little bit confused because when you talk about, you know, like type です。結婚してください. That's the same thing you
No.
confess. You're very good looking, like you're my type.
Yeah, cut it off there. You're very good looking, you're my type. That's this side. Then this side is marry me. That's a little bit more intense. It's a little bit more intense. So it's different.
So-
It's a level down.
But okay, I would say this one is a little bit too hard to reply though, because the opposite side just like ありがとうございます. They
True.
sometimes just accept it. Like it doesn't mean that they want to have a longer conversation.
There's nothing, you're almost stating a fact as opposed to leaving an opening for them to respond.
次は This one I think also will surprise you because you didn't think it's gonna work. はじめまして、ミンです。早稲田大学卒業でもちろん嘘ですけど、現在外資系企業に勤めていて年収600万で新規の出会いを探してます。どうぞよろしくお願いします。年収 I mean, salary.
I got a couple of responses. Someone just jumped right into it, being like, blah, 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 blah. I just moved to Tokyo. Let's like be friends. I got a response.
It's a very positive response.
But they also kind of ignored. I don't know what I was wanting them, like, was I expecting them to?
No, I think you are introducing yourself in a very 真剣 way, in a very serious
he's
way,
just
and he
introducing.
replied in a very sincere way as well. I mean, yes, it's not like giving you his salary either, but he replied you in a very proactive
Yeah.
in a very sincere way as
And
well.
he gave me a very long message too. And then the other person said like, 卒業大学と年収を言ったのはなんでですか? He was kind of just like, why did you tell me what school you graduated from and how much you're
Why does it
making?
matter?
Why does it matter? LOL. So I responded to him saying, oh, I was just, thinking that that's the information people want. And then you know what he said to that? He said, well, come to think of it, or after reading it, I just instantly replied.
Okay, so let's go to number 1.
Number 1.
It's like super standard.
Yeah.
Konnichiwa o genki desu ka? Like, hey, how are you? But in Japanese version.
Yeah.
So that one actually got 7 out of the 10.
Yeah.
That's very high reply
quite high.
rate. But I just feel like it's really hard to. It's difficult to open up a conversation for me. Very boring.
It is.
Nowadays,
I know.
people
So
just
that's
gonna
the thing.
say, hey,
yeah.
how are you?
Hey, how
You
are
know,
you?
like-
How are you? Right. To be entirely honest, I expected the messages, even with the Nenshu one, I felt cringy saying it, but at least I felt that there was something different that stood out. I'm sure that the people I sent it to, they get, like we all do, hey, how are you messages all the time. So to get a message that's different and thought out a little bit, I think would catch my attention and catch other people's attention more. But then in the end, maybe these don't matter. People just need a message of some sort besides domo. It's a very simple message that anyone can do.
I mean, it is from Japanese lesson, the first lesson anyway.
Right?
So
Yeah, I think
genki
I think even the most popular Japanese book now is called like Genki.
Genki.
Right? So it's like very Japanese level 101. So that's great. So we want to thank Jacked for sponsoring this video. For me, to be entirely honest, I gave up on Jacked a couple years ago. At that time, like circa 2018, it was super buggy. So it was kind of a fresh new start, and actually I noticed a lot of fun, different new things, and at least the best, very good thing is that it's not buggy anymore.
You know, we did this survey on another app as well, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely want to highlight this part is on that app, we rarely got any responses.
I got 0.
Yeah, it's a real story.
It's a real,
like,
it's
yeah.
not, yeah.
On Jack, we got much more messages.
So we got a 20%, I got a 20%.
Yeah, the user base on Jack are a little bit more welcoming foreigners as well.
I was wondering that too, yeah.
Also, they have this tapping system. If you like someone's profile, you can tap on them. The person would not get a notification, but if they look at your profile and they click on they like you, it would tell you that you guys both like each other.
Because this way it's a little bit more anonymous, it's kind of nicer that I can sort of show my interest to someone, but no one's really knowing until, they respond the same way. So it's kind of nice. One thing that's nice about this is there's a system where you can actually look into, you can go back to a section that shows everyone that you've matched with and then start messaging them again, pick it up where you left off. And like going back and saying, oh, hey, like long time no see, how have you been? Like I feel more comfortable of like, let's pick it up from, where we left off. So I'm really curious to hear what other people's pickup lines are. Please comment below. Let us know what works for you. Let us know maybe what would work if someone said to you and what definitely wouldn't work.
Yeah, I definitely want to see some interesting things because I feel like, yes, konnichiwa, o genki desu ka? Like, hey, what's going on? Like, it's very easy to do, but like when I'm seeing lots of messages like that, I sometimes just feel tired to reply. I need something like more attention grabbing just for me.
まさか天使ですか?
まさか天使ですか? Yeah, I think so. If someone said it to me, I would be happy.